The proactive mindset isn't about controlling life. It's about partnering with it. It's a shift from hoping things will work out to preparing for how you'll meet them. It's building strength before the test. It's choosing to live with direction, not just reaction. And that's where your power is. Welcome to the Personal Mastery and Growth Podcast, where we explore the keys to unlocking your full potential and living your best life. I'm your host, Jose Johnson. Whether you're looking to make a breakthrough, overcome a challenge, or simply live with greater clarity, joy, and purpose, you'll find the tools and inspirations you need right here. So let's start your journey towards personal mastery and growth right now. Welcome back to the Personal Mastery and Growth Podcast, your go-to resource for practical tips, insightful research, and inspiring stories to help you unlock your full potential. I'm your host, Jose Johnson, and I am an expert in the fields of mindfulness, mindset, and peak performance. And I'm so excited to have you here with me today. And in today's episode, we're going to explore the mindset that sits at the core of sustainable growth and empowered living, the proactive mindset. We'll unpack what it really means to take ownership of your path, mentally, emotionally, and behaviorally, and why this mindset is key to building a life that reflects your vision and your values. Because without a proactive mindset, all the tools, strategies, and insights in the world won't lead to meaningful change. So let's dive in. So what is a proactive mindset? A proactive mindset is about anticipating challenges, planning ahead, and taking purposeful action to shape your future. Now, in contrast, a reactive mindset waits for problems to arise and responds to them on the fly, often driven by urgency or emotion. Now, this mindset isn't about being rigid or controlling. It's about being intentional. It's knowing that you can't control every circumstance, but you can shape how you respond and prepare. It's about leading your life instead of chasing it. When you operate from a proactive mindset, you plan ahead instead of scrambling at the last minute. You anticipate emotional and logistical obstacles. You design your habits, routines, and environment to support your goals. You make choices based on long-term vision instead of short-term relief. This isn't about being a productivity robot. It's about aligning your actions with your values before your life forces your hand. A proactive mindset is the quiet confidence of someone who knows they've done the inner and the outer work. It's what allows you to lead with clarity, stay calm under pressure, and create momentum even in uncertain times. And like any mindset, it's a skill, one that you can build. Now, let's talk about the neuroscience of proactivity. Proactivity lives in your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning, foresight, decision-making, and delayed gratification. When you're proactive, you're literally shifting from the reactive emotional centers of the brain, like the amygdala, to the executive centers that allow you to think strategically and long-term. In studies on implementation intentions, those are the if X and Y kind of plans, researchers found that creating these small action maps helps the brain encode future behavior as a reflex, meaning that you're more likely to follow through. Dr. Gabrielle Otenjin's work on mental contrasting also shows that when people visualize future goals and anticipate likely obstacles, they perform significantly better than those who only visualize success. Your brain loves clarity and hates ambiguity. When you think proactively, you're feeding your brain certainty through structure. Now, this is why morning routines help to reduce anxiety, why checklists reduce decision fatigue, and how visualizing how you respond to stress improves resilience. You're teaching your brain to expect challenges and then respond skillfully. You may not realize how often you're stuck in reactive mode until you take a closer look. The truth is, reactive patterns can be deeply ingrained. They often masquerade as productivity or people-pleasing, but they chip away at your time, energy, and clarity. So here are some common patterns that reveal a reactive mindset. You delay action until the pressure becomes unbearable. You tell yourself you'll get to it eventually, but eventually only arrives when you're forced to respond in panic mode. You overbook your schedule without building in time for reflection or preparation. Your calendar looks full, but none of it feels purposeful. You're constantly reacting to incoming requests instead of proactively setting priorities. You get thrown off course by every external demand or emotional fluctuation. One difficult email, one unexpected detour, and suddenly your entire day is off track. You feel like life is happening to you, not through you. You say yes when you mean no. You follow routines that don't serve you. You're spinning in motion, but not making progress. You rely on last-minute energy instead of daily consistency. You only push yourself into gear when the deadline looms or the stakes get high. Burnout becomes a motivator. Now, here's the problem with staying in this reactive loop. It doesn't scale. It may get you through today, but it won't help you build the version of yourself you're striving towards. The reactive mindset is often fueled by fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort, fear of not being good enough. It whispers, play it safe, wait until it's perfect, you're not ready yet. But proactivity challenges that fear by creating structure. It says, let's plan for it. Let's rehearse it. Let's make a move before the pressure hits. It's not about eliminating fear. It's about making a decision from values and not from panic. Proactive people face the same stressors as everyone else, but they just prepare for them. They build a resilient infrastructure before the storm hits. They ask better questions. Questions like, what will I do when I hit resistance? What boundaries do I need to protect my energy? What support systems do I need to stay on track? And they don't wait for clarity. They create it through movement, iteration, and reflection. Proactivity is both a mindset and a method. It begins with awareness, and it scales with intention. So ask yourself, where am I stuck in reaction? And what would it look like to respond with intention instead? Hey, if you're enjoying this episode and you're ready to take your growth to the next level, check out my online course, The Mindset Makeover. It's a step-by-step system to help you identify the beliefs that are holding you back and replace them with the mindsets that you need to thrive. You'll get tools, guided exercises, and a clear path forward, whether you're stuck, starting over, or just ready to level up. Learn more and enroll now at josejohnson.com/mindset, because real change starts from the inside out. So how do we shift from reactive to proactive? Well, here are 6 research-informed strategies that you can start using today. Number 1, set implementation intentions. Pre-decide your responses to common roadblocks. Instead of just hoping you won't get distracted or overwhelmed, plan for it. So for example, you can say, if I feel anxious, I'll take a 3-minute reset breath. If I hit resistance writing, I'll switch tasks for 15 minutes and return. Number 2, run weekly future simulations. Take 15 minutes to visualize the upcoming week. Ask yourself, what challenges are likely? What resources do I need? Who can I communicate with in advance? This shifts your brain out of reactivity and into design mode. Number 3, build pre-decisional routines. Start each day with a brief ritual that sets intention. Do things like journaling one priority, review your calendar, and asking, what would the best version of me do today? Number 4, practice mental contrasting. Inspired by Dr. Oettingen WOOP model, wish, outcome, obstacle, plan. This helps you create a realistic mental blueprint. The wish, well, that's what do you want? The outcome, what will it feel like? The obstacle, what could possibly get in the way? And the plan is how will you respond? Number 5, automate what drains you. Use tech and routines to remove decision fatigue. Do things like meal prepping, time blocking creative versus admin work, and limiting your daily decisions like what clothes are you going to wear, what emails are you going to send, or what errands do you need to run. Number 6, reaffirm your long-term identity. When you hit friction, ask, what does the version of me I'm becoming do in this moment? Now, this question activates your executive function and anchors you in intentional identity. So let's look at a few examples of what proactivity can look like in the real world. Let's say you need to have a difficult conversation with someone. Schedule it instead of stewing in resentment. Maybe you're struggling to get to the gym in the morning. Well, pack your gym bag the night before so there's no excuse when you wake up. Or maybe you're feeling drained or burned out. Plan your downtime and rest, knowing that recovery is essential to peak performance. Let's say you have an important meeting or an interview. Well, rehearse your pitch out loud so your confidence is built, not faked. Or maybe you need to get your life back on track. Block 30 minutes weekly to reflect on whether your life is aligned with your values. Look, none of this is flashy, but this is the groundwork of greatness. Proactivity is quiet, often invisible, but it's what separates chaotic momentum from intentional progress. So let's bring this home. The proactive mindset isn't about controlling life. It's about partnering with it. It's a shift from hoping things will work out to preparing for how you'll meet them. It's building strength before the test. It's choosing to live with direction, not just reaction. And that's where your power is. So here's your challenge for this week. Choose one area in your life where you feel stuck or chaotic. Apply just one proactive strategy this week. Reflect on what changed when you planned ahead. And if you'd like a little support on that journey, I've got 2 resources that you may want to explore. The first is my upcoming book, The Mindset Makeover, and it's now available for pre-order. Inside, you'll find a deep dive into the mindset shifts that create lasting change with practical tools and real-life examples to help you bridge the gap between knowing and doing. And if you're really serious about making change, try the Mindset Makeover course. Now, this is an on-demand, self-paced course that guides you step by step through identifying, challenging, and upgrading the mindsets that shape your identity and your future. And you can learn more about these both at josejohnson.com/mindset. No pressure, just possibilities. And if today's episode sparked something for you, I'd love to hear about it. You can leave a review, share this with a friend, or reflect on what you learned and how you apply it. So let's close with this. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to be prepared. So until next time, stay grounded, stay growing, and keep showing up for the life that you're meant to live. And always remember, it is what it is, but it becomes what you make it. So make it great. Thanks for tuning in. Before we wrap up, I just want to remind you that the information shared in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional advice or treatment. While the content of this podcast is based on research and personal experience, everyone's situation is unique, and the advice given may not be applicable to all. Always consult a qualified professional before making significant changes in your life. The Personal Mastery and Growth podcast is recorded at the So Good Media Studios, located in the Candy Factory, a co-working space in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.